What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Jeremy and this is Jeremy's Wild World. So you guys probably saw from today's title, today we're going to be discussing what I decided to get at the Bournemouth Bug Show 2025. At the time of recording this intro, I have literally just came home from the show. What an absolutely fantastic day it was. Now this was a show that wasn't really on my radar for attending this year, but my good friends over at Animals Addictive, Chris and Alice, asked if I wanted to tag along and give them a hand on the tables, as they managed to get some tables last minute. I said, you know what, it's a new show, not been to one before, let's go ahead and check it out. And I'm really glad I went. It was absolutely fantastic. Of course, had the trader lanyard, which I really like, rather than the wristbands. Really good show. In general, loved it. Great venue, great vibe at the show. It was like, you know, reminiscent of shows such as Milden Hall for the social side. It was really good. Had an awesome time. Phil and Amy over at Incredible Inverts and Animals was literally right next to us, so that was fantastic. Chatting with them throughout the day. Luke over at Spa Spiders and his family were opposite us, so that was really good as well. Dave's Little Beasties was there. Portsmouth Tarantulas, you know, all different kinds of people were there at the show today. It was absolutely fantastic meeting everyone once again. You know, had a great time socializing and of course coming home with some goodies, which I'm really excited to show you guys today. But before we get into that, guys, I just want to quickly say that according to my YouTube statistics, a lot of you guys who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more, click that subscribe button as well as the notification bell down below so you guys don't miss out on future content. So without further ado, let's jump into what I decided to get at the Bournemouth Bug Show 2025. Alright you guys, so what did I decide to come home with from the Bournemouth Bug Show 2025? Like I mentioned in the intro, this was a show that I didn't have on my radar to attend this year, but I'm really glad I did. I had an absolutely fantastic time. It was the first time I attended this particular show. The venue was great. You know, I always do like checking out the new venues. They're really fun to check out and see how they are, and I had an absolute blast with this one. It was so good. You know, the floor plan was really good as well. Being able to weave in and out of the tables with ease. There was plenty of space and it felt like at any given time you can go to any of the traders stands and have a good look around rather than feeling pressured to skim and look at the lids. You know, at other shows it can get quite crowded. This did not feel like that at all. And also with the lack of crowding, it also gave a good opportunity to chat to people on a longer scale, which from a trader perspective, which of course I helped out Chris and Alice over at Animals Addictive, was really nice. You know, you could spend time chatting to customers about queries and questions I potentially had on species that they were looking for or potentially interested in. But yeah, so like I mentioned, I was behind the tables a lot during the day, helping Chris and Alice over at Animals Addictive, as well as Phil and Amy over at Incredible Inverts and Other Animals. They were next to us, so I allowed them, you know, to go wander around the show themselves. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they decide to come home with. I got some goodies myself, so let's get right into that. So first of all, I want to start off with a couple gifts. So the first one I got was for helping out Chris and Alice over at Animals Addictive. They kindly gifted me this lovely ovum African land snail. Yes, the A. marginata ovum, the true ovums, not like the mixed ones that you typically sometimes see in the hobby. These are from pure wild caught import. So the parents had bred and produced this little snail right here. So I'm really happy to have one of these in my collection. I've been wanting one of these, but you know, getting the captive bred ones is kind of my goal when it comes to like snails and stuff like that, because you are prone to more parasites and stuff. But yeah, he's kind of just tucked in his shell at the moment, but a really nice specimen nonetheless. So I'm really happy to have this one here in the collection. Really excited to see this one grow with me here. So yeah, again, Chris and Alice, thank you so much for inviting me along for the Bournemouth Bug Show. Was an absolutely fantastic time. I was on the fence of whether I was going to go or not, and I'm really glad I did. So thank you guys once again. And my last gift that I got was from the lovely Amy over at Incredible Inverts and Animals. She kind of gave me a couple sling pots with some very cool species in here. Now I'm going to see if I can locate one of them for you. Oh, you can see it in this one right here. So if I just zoom in, you can see a little wolf spider sling. Now this is a species I've personally not kept before, and what I believe is the first time in the country. This is Hogna frondicola, an interesting wolf spider species. Oh, you can see it's climbed up on the side. One that I personally not seen in the hobby before, and I saw some pictures of the adult females. They look really cool. So Amy gave me two slings here. Now the reason why they have the little dots is because they're from two different females, so that's really good to, you know, identify potential sexes in the future when these guys get bigger. So yeah, Amy, thank you so much. Really excited to see these grow up here in my care. And yeah, so those were the gifts that I got at the show. Let's talk about some of the dry stock and feeders that I got as well. Sorry guys. But yeah, so starting off with a lovely plant that I got. Can't remember the seller in particular, but I saw this, and I normally see these quite small, and they're selling for the same price I paid for this plant. So check this out, guys. Lush. Cannot remember the name off the top of my head, but this is an absolutely gorgeous plant. Take a look at that green with that reflective blue. The camera does not do it justice, and it's a really big one. Normally you see trimmings for a pretty penny, but I didn't actually pay that much. I paid £6 for this, and you know, I thought it was a really good deal. It's a great terrarium plant, and I was talking to Phil about it. He ended up getting one as well, I believe, when he noticed that there was these being sold here at the show. So yeah, I was really excited to pick this particular plant up, to hopefully use in some of my more humid loving tanks, and possibly in my little micro exotics bowl terrarium, potentially put some of this trimming in there. But yeah, for £6 I was like, you know what, let's come home with this. Was considering picking up some pothos and stuff as well, but didn't do that this time around. And as for feeders, I went over to Portsmouth Tarantulas, and I picked up some fruit flies. As you can see here, the Dihydii. These are the golden ones in particular, a little bit smaller than your typical black ones. And I also got 3 tubs of the locusts. These are the XL locusts. So yeah, got some of these from Portsmouth Tarantulas. And then I popped over to a lovely shop, which I have a little poster here to show you guys. Small World Reptiles. They're a family-run business, which is absolutely fantastic, and I'm always happy to support family-run businesses. And I decided to get some dry stock from them. So I went ahead and grabbed some leaves. As you can see right here, these are the Habitat Element leaves. They were like £3 each, but nearer to the end of the show they were doing 20% off. So I did get a spider from them, and basically got the leaves for free with the 20% discount. So really awesome. This is going to go into, the main thing is going to go for is my white tree frogs. When I upgrade them, this is going to be the leaf litter on the floor. I could potentially use these for the various Pac-Man species I have here as well. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. So I got some of these. And then the last thing I got, dry stock wise, is some tubs and water dishes, because I need to upgrade some of my Pac-Man frogs. And I went ahead and got some stuff from Small World Reptiles, because they were actually selling the particular ones I was looking for. So the tubs I got, hopefully won't bump the camera. If I just turn it here so you guys can have a look, are the Habitat Repti tubs, or the Mega Plus. So I got these at £7.11 each. I bought these earlier in the day. These are absolutely fantastic, you know, already pre-ventilated, quite deep, so I can give the Pac-Man some deep substrate and give them a little bit more floor space as well for them to wander around in. And then I also got some water dishes from Portsmouth Tarantulas as well, as you can see right here. So yeah, got some water dishes and some tubs for my lovely Pac-Man frogs. So let's just readjust the camera back. And yeah, so now that you guys have checked out the dry stock and feeders I got at the show, let's check out what species I decided to pick up. So starting with my very first purchase of the day, I went over to my good friend Mark over at Subversive Inverts, and I decided to pick up a lovely katydid species because he specializes in orthopterans. And what's really cool about this species, which is the Tetagonia viridissima. Anyways, what's really cool about these is that they're a native species. And what was really also quite cool is that this one's a female, and this little one hiding underneath the tissue is a male. So I decided to pick up a 6 pair of these at £5 each. I just couldn't pass up the deal. And you know what the plan is with this is potentially breeding them in the future. I have been told that their eggs take about 2 years, but again, they're native. So what would be really cool is if I hatch out the eggs and find out where I can find them native to me in my area, and potentially release them to help out with the wild populations. Of course, I wouldn't feed the nymphs, I would just release them as soon as they hatched. But nevertheless, this is a potential project that I think is pretty cool. They're primarily a predatory species, species as well, which is really awesome. So I'm looking forward to getting them grown up and seeing them feeding on live food and stuff like that as well. So yeah, got these 2 for £10. So thank you, Mark, very much appreciated. I then went ahead and checked out a charity stand that was basically taking donations, and the guy had various roach species, and he would just say take as much as you want. Obviously I didn't go crazy, I took a good starter colony size, but very much appreciated. So I got some of the orange-headed cockroaches, the E. portentosa, I believe, or I think it's Eublaberus something. I can't remember the scientific name off the top of my head, but yeah, so I got some of these. Absolutely stunning. I'll pop the lid off because they can't climb plastic all that well, but yeah, so I decided, you know what, give a donation, help out the charity, and get myself a nice starter colony of these species. Chris and Alice did also decide to get some as well, but yeah, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, gave a small donation and got a nice new species here in the collection. So I did also go back to some of the inverts, like Small World reptiles. Like I mentioned, when they were doing 20% off at the time, as well as getting leaf litter, I did get this lovely little jumping spider, which is a Phidippus ardens. And what's really cool about this as well, it's female. So yeah, I've been wanting to get back into the Salticidae, not particularly for breeding, but just to have them here in the collection. Oh, she's in her web, but I just wanted to show you that abdomen. Look how pretty that is, absolutely stunning. So yeah, had the 828 and plus those 3 leaves with a 20% discount. I basically paid a little bit more and I got the leaves for free, so it was absolutely fantastic. And again, supporting a small business, always love to do that. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. A lovely female Phidippus ardens. And just a couple more species, guys. I saw these scorpions, yes, some scorpions, and I've never seen the genus for sale personally at a show. And when I saw them, I was like, you know what, these are large specimens. He did also have scorpions, but I decided to go with the larger specimens. I had to grab them straight away. That being a couple of the Euscorpius italicus. Now these are commonly known as wood scorpions. The Euscorpius genus is a fairly uncommon genus being sold here in the UK, and I decided to go ahead and grab these 2. And what's absolutely fantastic is that they're a sex pair as well. I did have a glance at the pectines, which are under the little feathery bits underneath, and this is my lovely male here. Absolutely stunning. Look at the texture on the claws or the pedipalps. Absolutely stunning. Great coloration as well. So yeah, got this lovely male, and then I got this female as well, who is slightly smaller, but I probably could beef her up and get a molt out of her, potentially pair them in the future. But yeah, so £20 each, just couldn't say no. Again, a species I wasn't expecting to see at the show, and I couldn't pass it up and swooped in, grabbed them both. Absolutely fantastic. So the final species I have to show you today, guys, is a species I was definitely not expecting to see at the show, and for the price that I paid, I cannot believe it. I've been wanting this particular species of cockroach for absolutely ages, and the price was so high. You typically see pairs for about 200 plus, but I managed to get them at the show for only £80 for a sex pair, and that being this right here, double leaves. Just joking, guys. This is the M. rhinoceros, also known as the rhino roach. Now, these are a very cool species, one of the largest, if not the largest species of cockroach on the planet. They are from Australia. They take a very long time to grow to adulthood, and I cannot believe I got myself a pair. Absolutely stunning. I only paid £80 for this pair. Could not believe it. I wish I had more money at the time. I would have gotten more pairs, but I'm forever grateful to have the species here in the collection. I got these from my good friend Daz Moss, so absolutely fantastic. That was one individual. There's another one, yes, just down here, as you can see. He's on his back at the moment. See if I can get them up for you guys. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Really cool species. Again, very seldom seen in a hobby, and I just had to go ahead and pull the trigger and get them. I did it. I have rhino roaches. I'm getting all these dream species. You guys can see in the back, my Acromyrmex, those are a dream species of mine as well. At the previous show, the BTS, I got my Homeoma chilensis. Getting all the dream species now, guys, and it's absolutely fantastic. Again, this will be a project for the long term. They're nowhere near mature yet. They're going to get really big. But nevertheless, super happy to have a pair of these and all my pickups from the Bournemouth Bug Show. So that pretty much ends today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys are watching this video and you attended the Bournemouth Bug Show, do let me know down in the comments below. What did you guys come home with? I'm always curious to hear what you guys decide to pick up at shows. And yeah, what did you guys think was my favorite pickup from what you've seen today? Has to be for me the last two, the Euscorpius and of course the Rhino Roach pair. But everything, like I say, I always come home with goodies I'm super happy with. And yeah, so that is pretty much the end of today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's get into the outro of today's video and end it right here. And that ends today's video, guys. What do you guys think? It was an absolutely fantastic time over at the Bournemouth Bug Show. Again, like I mentioned, it was one that I was not planning to attend this year, but nevertheless, I'm really glad I did so. Had an absolutely awesome time and came home with lots of goodies. Also socialized a bunch. It was an absolutely fantastic time, and I'm really looking forward to next year's show. Won't be trading at that one because I'll be in my final year of uni, but hopefully once I start getting back into trading, I'll be able to trade at this show. I really did enjoy it. If you guys attended the Bournemouth Bug Show and you're watching this video, do let me know down in those comments below. What did you guys decide to come home with? And also let me know, like I mentioned in the end of the last clip, what was your favorite pickup of mine? I have to say those Rhino Roaches are just absolutely fantastic. So anyways, guys, that's the end of today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I really appreciate if you would click that subscribe button as well as the notification bell down below so you guys don't miss out on future content. I'd also really appreciate if you guys would follow me on my social media. That's Jeremy's Wild World _ on Instagram and Jeremy's Wild World on Facebook. I'm really active on there, posting pictures and videos of the animals and infos I keep when I don't upload on YouTube. So that's all from me today, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.